Reflectors, you are literally here to reflect the world around you. But what happens when your world feels off? When you start to question if it's you that's broken instead of actually the environment that you're in? Let's talk about your aura and how you can be and bring back more of your magic because you are so magical. If we haven't met, I am Rachael and I blend human design and the art of messaging to help you communicate your work in a way that is actually matches your energetic frequency, feels really good. Because the truth is, your aura already knows how to attract opportunities, client success, and we want to match that with your messaging. It come from a place that feels so authentic to you. And inside of the Magnetic Messaging Club, my signature offer, this is what we're doing. We're translating your human design into your messaging that lands and magnetizes and sells without forcing a single word. So, reflectors, let's get into this. As a reflector, your aura is very open. It samples and it reflects the energy of others, and you mirror the environment. So, your clarity, your joy, your vitality is somewhat dependent on what is going on around you. So, asking yourself the question of, are you even surrounding yourself in your home, in your friendships, in your relationships, in your business, in your work? Are you surrounding yourself with energy that feels exciting and uplifting and supportive of you? Because that's the first place to start. If it's not, like, start making those little subtle shifts. So when your aura is healthy, you read the room. You read the room, you don't become the room. And what I mean by that is that when you walk into a room, you don't absorb all of the energy and take it on yourself. You're simply sampling and going, I feel this, I see this, I sense this. And you're able to hold your own identity away from what is happening around you, but you're able to help people understand what is going on in their own aura, in their own energy. And they probably already know this, especially if you offer a little bit like, hey, is something going on? Like, I sense there's something going on. And they'd be like, yeah, here's what's going on. So when you're blocking your aura, you're trying to be consistent. I know in the entrepreneurial space, it is like the holy grail. Like, you have to be consistent. You have to show up. You have to be posting. You have to do all these things. Be consistent is like drummed into our brains. And that is probably the worst advice for a reflector. You definitely have energy. Yes, you are going to do things. Yes, you can accomplish things, but you're doing it in your own rhythm, in your own energetic frequency. Believing that you have to show up in order to bring the things in is just not going to be helpful for you, right? You're forcing routines, you're forcing identities that just don't fit your energy. And it creates burnout. It creates self-doubt in you, and it becomes the energy that isn't, it's just not predictable, right? You are creating from a life force, right? So manifestors have a energetic frequency of bursts of energy and creativity. Reflectors are very similar in that they are sampling the energy. The moon cycles are super helpful to reflectors in understanding what is going on in the collective and able to then go, okay, here's what's going on. You follow the moon cycles. If you study astrology, those types of things can be really helpful because you know that, I'm going to feel really great and motivated on these days. And these days I'm going to need to take a back seat, and that's okay. Not making it wrong for the fact that you have these different cycles and you're not consistent like a generator. And another thing that blocks you is trying to absorb the energy and taking on the energy, the emotions, the expectations, the desires of someone else, whether that be a group of people, one person, kind of losing your own identity in the other person. When this happens, you're codependent. You're not in your aura. You're not in your own energy. You have absorbed someone else's identity, taken it on as you. And now to separate yourself from them, you lose yourself. You're like, I don't know who I am without that person or without that relationship. You do. You just have identified so deeply with that person or that organization or whatever it is that you've forgotten who you are. So your job really is to understand what is yours and what is not. Asking yourself those harder questions of, is this energy mine? Is this frustration mine? Is this anger mine? Or is it the collectives and using your tools to clear that energy? This is why it's so important for reflectors to be in your own energy by yourselves for part of the day, because it helps you like slough off the energy of others and come back to you, come back to who you are. Rushing decisions is another reason that you are likely not in your own aura. So this 28-day cycle, I know that can feel really like it's either I found reflectors either like, oh, thank God I can take my time, or shit, how am I supposed to do that? One of two camps. I always advise that like those big decisions, yes, you wait. And when you wait, you know that the opportunity, if it's aligned to you, will still be there in 28 days. It won't disappear if it's truly meant for you. So big decisions, and even like tracking and understanding what is your cycle month to month to month, and keeping a journal and keeping a log and going, oh, this makes sense. On, halfway through the cycle, I start to feel XYZ. It's like for women, when we're tracking our cycles, we can see when we're about to get our period because we're more anxious or angry or a little more frustrated easily. Patience is short. It's the same thing. It's going to give you more data to work with to know when you're going to feel like, yep, let's do this, and schedule things in those windows. So being in the wrong environment, I want to circle back to this because it's so imperative as a reflector to understand your environment. Feng shui, oh my gosh, I know a projector that she's amazing feng shui expert, but I feel like reflectors would also be really great at feng shui because it is the environment, right? It is aligning your environment to your inner environment so that they align and things flow into your life more easily. So looking around your environment, your office, your bedroom, your house, the town that you live in, the country you live in, like, are those aligned? If you're truly being honest with yourself, are you surrounding yourself with people that uplift you? And not to say that you have to like cut out people in your life if they don't necessarily uplift you, but just being mindful and really noticing those relationships, how you feel when you walk away. When you leave someone, are you like feeling better about yourself? Are you feeling more uplifted and excited and happy? Those types of things. Or are you feeling drained and tired and a little bit irritable? Making note of those things so that the next time you go into the conversation or you have to be around that person, understanding that like, maybe I need to put up some energetic boundaries. Like I'm absorbing too much of their information, too much of their emotions. Or maybe you need to limit the relationship and only go for a certain amount of time. Those types of things of having really healthy, strong boundaries with relationships that aren't necessarily supportive to you, and then seeking out relationships that are deeply supportive. And then the last thing that you do that hinders your aura is judging the inconsistency, comparing yourself because what everybody else seems to be doing works. So why can't you do it? Or creating shame around this natural ebb and flow that you have and your rhythm. When you are in your ebb and flow and you're creative and then you pull back and then you're out and with the people and then you come back, really just embracing this ebb and flow, you will feel so much more alive and yourself and not get so hung up on what other people are doing and saying, that comparison mode. So what does alignment really look like for reflectors? Radical permission to be different every single day. Every day is going to look a little bit different, and that's the beauty of it. You get to show us that like you don't have to do the same thing day in and day out, and that every day gets to be a little bit of a surprise, your signature surprise. Ooh, what does the universe have in store for me today? That excitement for the day, every day can ebb and flow in whatever way, wherever you need to flow to. You're curating your environment, meaning everything that surrounds you brings you joy. Like the Marie Kondo book, and simplifying things, and the only things that you have around you bring you immense joy. Now, you could have still a lot of things around you, or it could be very minimalistic. That's up to you. Every reflector I've met has been so unique. So unique. Like, I think the other types I can pretty much nail into. You're definitely a mini gen. You're definitely a generator or whatever. But reflectors, they truly have their own like signature clearly because they have all of your centers are open. All of your life experiences are going to be different. You're going to show up in a different way every single day. Like you're just your own unique human. And I love that about you. You're honoring your cycles. That's another way you're going to know. You know that one day you're going to be needing a lot more rest. And the next day you're going to be more excited and honoring that. And we reflect, we don't absorb. You can like make notice of what other people are doing, but you're not taking it on yourself. So when the open centers, all these open centers, they are absorbing the information of others, right? And a reflector can mean when you are in alignment, you're taking that information in and it's like a sieve. It's just going right through you and you're sampling it and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I like that. And it's just kind of going through you. It's not defining who you are. When you are blocking your own aura and in your own conditioning, you are getting stuck. That energy is getting stuck in your body and you can't make heads or tails, whether it's yours or the other person's. It's just all stuck and up in you. Okay. So in business, I want you to create spaciousness with your business. I want to think about like what projects that you can have more flexibility and flow and just giving yourself as much time as you need to complete it, really allowing spaciousness. How can you create a business that goes with your ebb and flow so you don't have to be consistent in showing up? You also don't have to create every single day, but how can you set up systems that create spaciousness or a strategy that has spaciousness? And your gift is in seeing what's off in systems, communities, messaging, offers, all of it. Like you sense what is off, even in like if you were a relationship coach, you sense what is going underlying, the real truth underlying in someone's relationship of why it's not working. Or going into a corporation and really sussing out exactly the energies, the systems, the processes, the things that are holding that company back from what they truly want to build. I can see a reflector being really great at being an OBM and understanding, okay, here's the systems, here's the leaks in those systems, and then we'll hire generators to implement all of it. You could be a great OBM or a coach and understanding in what someone's own energy leaks are and where they're holding themselves back. You intuitively know this. We're going to also in business focus on collaborations and communities. I often say that your USP, your unique thing, is the community that you're building. You're building a place that people come to when they need advice, when they need something, they know something's off, but they're not sure what it is because they know you're going to spot it and point like, this is it. And they're going to be like, oh, shoot, yeah, that's it. So it's the community around the things that you want to help people with, whether that's relationships, business, systems, whatever it is, whatever lights you up, right? The thing that you get excited about and want to create change around, you're creating a community around that. So I have a little reflector alignment practice for you. Daily, I want you checking in with how your environment feels, asking, does this feel light? Does it feel heavy? Really checking in all of your spaces that you're in. Does this feel light? Does this feel heavy? Just making note of it. You don't have to change anything right away, but just making note of it. And weekly, you're spending time alone, resetting your home. You're doing your own thing. You're not engaging with social media. You're not engaging with other people. You're just doing what feels good to you, like whether that's baking or just being in your own energy, right? You have a daily practice or a weekly practice of that. I want you charting your energy on the daily basis so that you can look back on the month and go, ooh, that's why I felt that way that day. You can look at the sun transits in human design. You can look at astrology, but understanding how that energy flows, there's going to be a pattern there. And when you see that pattern, you're going to make it so much easier for doing things in your life. You're going to be like, yep, I know I'm going to be great that day. That day, maybe not as much. And I might have to do some more boundary work or something like that if I need to be around someone on that day. And then energetic cues, when you're off, don't try and fix yourself and adjusting your environment. So if you're having a bad day, don't try and like fix it. You can, maybe it's just clearing the space or putting the clutter away or just being under a blanket and being okay with today's just not the day. Because when you're on, and when you're off, and that's So, reflectors, my gosh, you are the world's truth teller. And when you stop trying to be like everyone else and being your unique, beautiful, vibrant self, you become that mirror that everyone needs and we need, the world needs. This is so important. Reflectors are the barometer, they're the canary in the coal mine. They're the people that tell us that, hey, something's off. And here's what I think we need to do to fix it. You don't need to do more. You just need to be yourself. Okay. I love you. And if you're interested in the club and really understanding your aura, your energy, and putting it into your messaging so you can show up as your unique self with confidence, with authority, and have the business and life that you want, check out the club. The link is below, or the Codex, which is it's a report where I give you AI to help you understand your human design and how to implement it into your messaging. That's it, my friends. We'll see you next week.